All right, guys, I'm going to show you how you get traffic sent to your offer page or your landing page with Pixwalla to generate business and referrals and so forth. So when you log in, you'll want to go to the affiliate button on the left-hand side. Two things I want to point out. These are your two pages that you can share. You can share your affiliate link that goes to your to the main Pixwalla website or the opportunity funnel. And if I'm going to share the opportunity funnel, I'd copy that link, and you can paste that somewhere important, like in a notepad or something, because we're going to use that later. The next thing you want to do is come over here to where it says Step 1, Join Udemy. This is where we're going to sign up to be able to share our page and have traffic come to it. Now, before doing that, another thing you want to do is this is an ad copy here that we're going to use. So copy this into a notepad, copy this into a notepad, or leave this window open so you can come back and get that information later. So the first thing you want to do is click on this udemy.com. Now, when you click on this is going to open up their website, and you're going to click the sign up button in the upper right hand corner. This will allow you to go create your account, and then once it's created, you're going to log into it and you're going to see the back office. There's no fee to set up a Udemy account. It doesn't cost anything, so every single person should do it. Even if you're not planning on advertising this way, go get an account set up, because in the future you might decide to do this. What Udemy is imagine for a minute you go to a conference, guys. You walk in the room and there's 300 marketers lined up, and every one of them want to take your offer and send it out to their list of prospects so that you could get sales off of it. And so you walk inside there, and there's no issue with finding somebody that will market your link. What comes down is you qualifying them to be the one to actually send out your link. And that's what Udemy is. It's a network of internet marketers that want to take your referral links or your landing pages and share it with their people. And I'll go ahead and click this Find Sellers here. We call this solo ads. And there's tons of people on here that you can go through and look at. For instance, if I hit solo deals, these are all the people doing sales on their solos. They're saying today, you can get it for 10% off, 20% off, or I'm willing to throw in extra leads. And what they're doing is these guys are offering to you that they're willing to take your page and advertise it down to their group. Now, take for instance this guy here. He's charging 43 cents per person that looks at your offer. Okay, which means for $43, you could have 100 people go to your page today and potentially make a sell or two off of that. Which means you could recoup your 100 if you get 2 sales off of that because or 3 sales because you work the leads good and you're not afraid to call them and continue to work. And if you end up getting 3 sales off of that, you made $300. It cost you $43 to do that, and then you put 3 people into your matrix and you're earning residual income off of them. So this is a great way to do that, but you have to recognize that these guys are not necessarily there to bring you closed sales, but more so leads. And then you have to be able to work those leads, follow up with those leads, and ultimately convert them into sales. Now, what you're going to see here is it says 7% off, but if I scroll up on here and I go back to find sellers here, you're going to see some people on their profile will have this $sign with a percentage next to it. This, guys, means that within the last 100 solo ads they ran, 33% of them reported back to the system that they received sales off of it. So that was decent traffic, that there were people in there that were actually pulling out their credit cards and buying. Now, instantly you're going to look at this and say, well, I want to go with the person with the highest closing ratio on their list. That's not always the case, because they could be closing them on informational products or low ticket items and showing a lot of percentage of sales. So you really need to do some homework, and I would recommend reaching out to these people and engaging in conversation, letting them see the offer on Pixwalla, asking them their opinion. What do you think with your list? Would something like this work? The first thing they're going to tell you is they're going to say, well, I don't want to run your ad because you're asking for a phone number. Because they know that phone numbers are hard to convert on. But in our funnel, we know we use that for the text messaging, and it also qualifies the traffic, and it gives us somebody we can call back, right? So we understand the purpose of why we have a phone number in our funnel. So what I always like to do is I say, look, Brandon, I know I have a phone number in here. I'm not going to come back and report negative on you if I end up not getting any leads. because that's what they're afraid of. They're going to tell you, I don't want to run your funnel because it's requesting a phone number. But let them know, I'm not going to report negative on you. I'm just looking that we want to run it with the phone number. We recognize we won't have as many leads, but we're not about getting a bunch of leads. We're about getting some quality leads, people that are raising their hands and actually giving us their information so that we can contact them and get higher closing rates. So if you let them know that ahead of time, I've never ever ran into one that refused to do a solo for me as long as I talked to them beforehand and explained to them that I'm not going to come back and give them negative feedback. And so hopefully that makes sense. But going back to this conversion rate here, they have 33% actually turn into sales. If I came down here and I said, okay, so this guy here, he has 50%, right? And this guy here, he's charging 69 cents with 52%. So this guy's 10 cents less, has almost the exact same percentage, right? But I'm saving actually 20 cents less. So I could get 20 cents more. If I go with this guy, I get 20 cents off, which basically translates to the difference here is I'd be spending $70 for 100 leads or 100 people going to my funnel. And this one, I'd be spending $40 for 100 people to go to my funnel. And they both have similar conversion rates. But this guy might have a list that's more geared towards my offer, and this guy might have a list that's geared really good for weight loss products. You just don't know. And so the only way you find that out is by communicating with them. Click on their profile, go in and chat with them. And the other thing that's important is look at the states that they're in. This is very, very important. When you scroll down, you'll see a map, and it's going to show you where most of their traffic is. 98% top tier, 88% of their traffic coming from the United States. You can also request of them to send to United States only. And just say, hey, if I choose to go with you and buy an ad from you, would you mind sending to the United States only? And oftentimes they'll say yes, and then you can read feedback from other people. So this is a great site that allows you to instantly tap into marketers that are willing to share your page with you. It's just awesome. We're going to come out with better funnels in the future. I don't want to say our funnel is not good, but what I mean by better is we're going to have some that have low ticket items on the front end so you could recoup some of your advertising dollars. We're going to have some that have real simple lead forms on it so you get tons of leads off of the ad. Maybe they're not as qualified, but there's tons more people to work with. So we're going to have a variety, guys, of different funnels or landing pages in Pixwalla that you can run solo ads on. And some of them will convert to some extent, and other ones might convert to a higher, and some might convert to a lower. But over time, it'll be the goal of all of us working together to tweak those and get them to the point to where they're all pulling in a really nice conversion as we work together to advertise Pixwalla. Hey, one thing I failed to mention is once you find the person you want to work with to run your solo ad, you simply click on their name, you go down, you paste your ad copy right here, you put the subject line in, you make sure that your link right here, and this could be your URL, but your URL might be super long if you haven't pointed a domain name to it, which I would recommend getting a domain name and pointing it to it. But if your link looks something like this, www.this is a mile long link, right? Which our links are pretty long, but you can actually point a domain name to that and then just paste the domain name in here. But if you don't want to do that or you haven't done it, just put the word click here in your email, like this. And then when you're done right here, go up here and hit this hyperlink button here. And then you could paste your long link in here. And that will translate out to this. It makes it hyperlink. So it'll just say click here, but it'll actually go to that super long link. Go ahead and hit add to cart, and then you go through the checkout process. And that's how simple it is to run traffic to your page. And one last item is this whole ad copy. You can use the one we have, or what I would recommend that may be better is to talk to the person that's actually selling you the solo ad and ask them if they could provide the ad copy for your mailing and see if they are willing to look at some of their highest converting ad copy and actually use it. And 9 times out of 10, they're willing to do that. So just ask them the question before. You could put your ad copy in here to begin with and just ask them to use their ad copy for sending it out. And sometimes you can get much higher conversions on that. So just a couple things to keep in mind. And so it's awesome. I love this network. I love these guys at Udemy and just what they put together for us to be able to quickly drive traffic to us. This isn't the only way to drive traffic. There are people I know that will run a $30 Craigslist ad and put a wanted section in the classifieds and crush it in sales just because Craigslist is charging. You don't get a bunch of junk stuff in there anymore, and there's people out there looking for ways to drive more income into their households, and they'll spend $30 on Craigslist and that ad stays alive for up to 30 days, where this is only a one-time pop where you spend $30 and then it's over within one day. So you have to decide where you spend your money. I might say run your Craigslist ad and run a Udemy ad, and one of my favorites, run a Facebook ad. And we'll come out with more videos that show how to do that, but this should at least get you a good understanding of Udemy and get you off to the races. Thanks, guys. Appreciate your time. Bye-bye.